For me, I can't wait to the end of like the classroom learning because I'm gonna have a big bonfire and just like burn all my textbooks.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how important was it for you to finish your education?
On a scale from 1 to 10, I'd say it was a 10. Post-cancer, it's kind of driven me to want to continue my education, whether it be not necessarily like a post-grad or anything like that, but just constantly educating myself and bettering myself.
On a scale from 1 to 10, how important finishing my education? It was definitely a 10. And I had kind of, I guess in my own journey, I had finished my undergrad and was working full-time when I was diagnosed. I had always kind of dreamed about doing my master's, but thought it was like, you know, a long shot, way the hell in the future. But, you know, kind of having been through chemotherapy treatment and radiation and kind of having to sit on the sidelines and watch all my colleagues go on to bigger and better things. You know, that kind of bitterness and frustration, watching that motivated me, and I applied for my master's after I was done treatment, and I actually just finished it a couple months ago. So
Congrats.
So yeah, I guess that 10 out of 10 paid off.
On a scale of 1 to 10, education importance, I'm going to be the one to say 11. I'm one of those nerds. I guess I got diagnosed when I was in grade 11, and so education was all I knew. You know, that like going daily to high school, it was one of the only things in life that I could control. You know, so many things were like out of my control, and I realized like education was under my domain. So, you know, as I got a little older and I realized like, you know, that's why I even pushed myself harder after cancer, because like there was the one thing that, you know, it was like outcome based on my efforts, and it was the one thing I could kind of be proud of accomplishing despite all these other physical and health challenges in the way.
But if you asked me scale of 1 to 10 pre-cancer, I would say 1. So I'd say that education, I was like, f this. And then post-cancer, I think it's 10. And I deal with people on a regular basis that are cancer survivors. And if I didn't have that education in the beginning, I mean, I almost wish that I paid attention more, and I actually want to go back and do some continuing education.
Scale of 1 to 10, where's your priority of school? Miss, I have an exam tomorrow.
I would say before cancer it was definitely a 10, and then after cancer it went way down. My education takes place more outside of the classroom, outside of the formal setting, because I mean a lot of the things I've learned, like after my cancer experience, I learned outside of the classroom, or I learned outside of my major.
Scale of 1 to 10, how important was it for you to finish your education?
So scale of 1 to 10, the importance of finishing my education, always a 10. When I got diagnosed last year, and at the time done my undergrad, was starting to work towards my master's. Education was my driving point to get through what I've gone through. Personally, like the words education and finishing, they don't go together for me.
Never learn enough. I mean, it's endless.
So it looks as though what happened here is that there's a lot of quantitative experience where people are gauging pre, during, post-treatment exactly how you value education on a 1 to 10 because it shifted your perspective.